Interviews are a great way to engage audiences on social media. People love learning from industry experts and the influencers they follow. And by having real, valuable conversations with interesting thought leaders, you'll not only energize your own viewers, but you'll also attract new people to your brand who otherwise may not know you. Interviews can come in all forms. There are solo interviews in a traditional sit-down format. There are fireside chats where you and the interview subject have a more organic style of conversation. There's the walk and talk interview, which might be a solution when you can't nail down your subject for something more formal. And there's also the Skype format interview, if you can't meet in person. Each of these interview types produces a different sort of feeling and tone, and each can be pre-recorded or live. So think about how your audience might respond to each approach. Regardless of the type of interview you conduct, there are some basic things you can do every time that will help the experience be a success. It all starts with good research. Become as familiar as you can with your interview subject's area of expertise so that you can ask smart, credible questions that your audience will be interested in. Follow your subject on social media and watch their existing videos to gauge their style, tone, and sense of humor. Getting a sense of not only what they know, but who they are as a person will help you connect with them more deeply. If possible, set up a brief pre-interview with your subject to go over the basics. Pre-interviews are usually best done by phone or video call, but you can do them via email or chat if necessary. They give you a chance to gauge the type of stories that your subject is likely to tell, and it's also an opportunity for you to answer questions and go through the logistics of the actual interview. Next, design the questions that you want to ask. As you do this, keep your audience top of mind. What do they want to know about this person? Try to envision the types of stories that you're going for, and then work backward to determine what questions you need to ask to get there. Create how and why questions to get richer examples and stories, and ask questions that elicit feelings. Consider announcing ahead of time who you'll be interviewing and ask your audience to submit their own questions. This will engage your viewers, inform your preparation, and create real excitement about the upcoming interview. You'll want to create a natural arc of conversation over the course of the interview. So begin with the most basic questions that ask for facts and background, and these will get your subject warmed up. Then work your way up to questions that dig deeper and ask for thoughts and opinions. Your subject will likely want you to send these questions ahead of time. And whenever I send questions, I usually qualify it a bit and say, these are the types of questions I'll ask, or here are some themes to think about. This allows your subject to get comfortable with the interview content, but not be totally married to the exact list of questions. And this can allow for a more natural conversational flow. Before the interview, be sure to rehearse. Determine how you're going to say each question so that your phrasing is clear and natural. Also, practice with all the equipment that you intend to use during the actual interview because you don't want technical glitches to throw you off your course. Now, whether or not the interview is live will determine much of how you approach things. If it's not live, you'll have more freedom to allow the subject to wander a bit through their answers, since you'll have a chance to edit the video before posting. If the interview is live, you've got to be vigilant in guiding the subject through a thoughtful and well-constructed dialogue, because you'll need the exchange to be as engaging and on target as possible. Also, if you've enabled live commenting, you'll need to have a plan for how you intend to take questions from the field. Now, your own demeanor will help set the tone. Be relaxed, natural, maintain eye contact, and smile. Stay engaged. Don't look down at your questions. Just use those notes as a checklist. And listen for opportunities to ask follow-up questions. If you don't get the desired answer the first time around, return to it later in the interview. And always conclude with, is there anything else you'd like to add? This gives the last word to your subject and often produces some great sum-up answers. Every interview is different, and each interview is special. But it's all about embracing the art of conversation with another person and sharing it with the world, which is a wonderful way to connect to your audience with humanity and trust.